Oh, and lucky. Oh, and lucky. For what? Because she took a chance. She lucky because she wouldn't have all that. Jonathan said she wouldn't have all that. Hey, now. Because he had time.
Yes, I would. We matched. I was just the first to message. As soon as I clicked, ooh, I like him, it matched. So he had already liked my profile, which that means
She
I was
always
just the first.
say we match
No,
first.
baby, we matched, but I was the first to message.
Yeah, you messing with. She messing. She wasn't scared. She wasn't scared. I knew that.
I know what I like and I know what I want.
Y'all know you well. Don't let people bring that shit in y'all house. Don't do that.
I'm not trying to bring them shit nowhere, Freddie. This man's a hell of a safety. He will never be as good as a safety as this little motherfucker is as a gymnast. You agree, bro?
You know what? He might, because the other day I said, you know what? In a couple years, nobody is gonna call him Simone Biles' husband. They'll call me Jonathan Owens' wife.
Speaking of, I don't know if you saw it.
Babe, do you know who Simone Biles is?
Yeah.
Do you know who her husband is?
In the NFL.
Yeah, but like, do you know who he is?
No.
Exactly.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Do you know who Simone Biles is?
The Olympian. Yeah.
Okay, so do you know who her husband is?
She's married.
Yeah, she's married.
Who?
Some NFL player, I think.
Football player.
Yeah, football player. So you have no idea who she's married to? Okay.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a fascinating story, a viral story that is causing feminists to lose their minds, okay? And this story involves Olympic gold medalist gymnast Simone Biles. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are familiar with Simone Biles.
Yes.
And her husband, Jonathan Owens, who you guys may be less
She's
familiar
very
with.
talented.
He's a safety for the
Very talented. Facts.
familiar with Simone Biles. And her husband, Jonathan Owens, who you guys may be less familiar with, but he's a safety for the Green Bay. Story involves Olympic gold medalist gymnast Simone Biles. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are familiar with Simone Biles. And her husband, Jonathan Owens, who you guys may be less familiar with, but he's a safety for the Green Bay Packers. Now, why am I talking about these two individuals? Well, there was a recent conversation in which these two individuals were talking about their relationship, their marriage, and the husband, Mr. Jonathan Owens, stated that, hey, I'm the catch, right? I'm the prize in the relationship, okay? That she had to pursue me,
Yeah.
and men are always the prize, right? That's essentially what he was stating about relationships. And this caused feminists to lose their minds, right? I'm not exaggerating, like they're quite literally losing their minds over Simone Biles' husband making his statement, because essentially his statement and Simone Biles' confirmation over Simone Biles' husband making his statement, because essentially his statement and Simone Biles' confirmation that his statement is in fact, I'm the catch, right? I'm the prize in the relationship, okay? That she had to pursue me, and men are always the prize, right? That's essentially what he was stating about relationships. And this caused feminists to lose their minds, right? I'm not exaggerating, like they're quite literally losing their minds over Simone Biles' husband making his statement, because essentially his statement and Simone Biles' confirmation that his statement is in fact true is shattering their worldview, which is that women gain value in relationships from their career, their money, and their status, which is just not true, right? This is just not a true thing. And Simone Biles, being an Olympic level gymnast, okay, she is what feminists consider to be a high value woman, right? She's a top tier woman because of her money and her status. This, again, is shattering their reality, right? This is a reality check for them, and they can't take it, okay? Because she is in agreement, despite her perceived value from the feminist perspective, that, hey, my man, who is a NFL safety, a millionaire, is actually the catch, right? He's actually really the catch, and I'm not, right? And, again, they're very hurt by this. So I want to go ahead and play this clip. of Jonathan Owens making his statement. And I want you guys to pay attention to Simone Biles' reaction because it'll tell you everything you need to know. And then we're going to play the reactions from the feminists who are extremely upset. So without further ado, let's get into it.
I swiped her, and it said we matched. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do my workout, and I come back, and I get like, I had some likes on my Instagram, you know, and I'm like, oh, this might be. I'm like, okay. I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she got to be good. If I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. Late July, early August. So I'm not paying attention to, you know. So I never would have had a moment to where I would have watched, like, you know.
Jonathan, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
Yeah, so again, this clip is driving feminists crazy, right? And what's
feminist.
really driving
Damn.
crazy more than anything now
he said feminist. Yeah, he.
I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
We all say yeah.
Yeah, so again, this clip is driving.
We all mess up
right?
sometimes.
Really driving crazy more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you finish your story, man.
Feminist. He meant
Yeah,
to
so
say
again, this clip is driving feminists crazy, right? And what's really driving crazy more than anything is not
feminist.
I'll let you finish your story, man. Continue.
Yeah, so again, this clip is driving feminists crazy, right? And what's really driving crazy more than anything is not what he said, but her reaction to it. Because clearly, looking at her face here, she is in agreement, right? She knows that what he's saying is true, is that he is the catch, right? And she knows this. And again, it's making feminists lose their minds. Take a look.
The thing that bothers
But her reaction to it, because
she looks mad happy, bro.
It's driving feminists crazy, right? And what's really driving him crazy more than anything is not what he said, but her reaction to it. Because clearly, looking at her face here, she is in agreement, right? She knows that what he's saying is true, is that he is the catch, right? And she knows this. And again, it's making feminists lose their minds. Take a look.
Abundant happiness.
Because clearly, looking at her
that big
face here,
smile.
she is in agreement, right? She knows what he's saying is true.
Shout out
he
to them.
The catch, right? And she knows
to this
it's making
couple
feminists
right
lose their
here.
minds. Take a look.
the thing that bothers me the most.
But her reaction to it, because clearly
to this
looking at her
married
face here,
couple.
Shout out in agreement, right? She knows that what he's saying is true, is that
shout
he is
out
the catch,
to
right?
this
And she
married
knows this.
couple.
And again, it's making feminists lose their minds. Take a look.
The thing that bothers me the most about that Simone Biles husband's interview isn't the fact that she's sitting right there next to him, smiling, giggling, eating it up. And it's not the fact that he's just like I don't know, I didn't really know her. It's the fact that the vibe that I get from that is he's saying she wasn't really my type. She wasn't really my type. She isn't the typical girl that I could have gotten or, would have gotten with, but I gave her a chance, therefore I am the catch. There is no reason for a woman like Simone Biles to be as so talented and accomplished and as beautiful as she is to be with a man who speaks better like that, unless he is reverse gold digging and just, riding off her coattails. She is to be with a man who speaks better like that, unless he is
what do you mean?
Reverse gold digging and just, riding off her coattails for the name, for the fame, and everything else that comes with it. The way he talks about her gives very much resentment. Oh, I gave her a chance and look at where we are. That's what the interview gives.
So I think I might be the only bitch on TikTok that actually knew who this deranged narcissist was for that whole podcast interview happening. I'm a Packers fan, which also makes me embarrassed that he's on my team. But you need to hear about this guy because it's going to make this infinitely worse. He was an undrafted free agent when he came out of college because the whole of the NFL looked at him and said, no thanks, during the actual draft.
Simone Biles' husband is a walking red flag.
I always say we need the man to catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did, though.
Is what you said. I was fighting it. I was fighting it. So I was fighting it.
So booked in slang means pursued. I never heard that definition. I heard like book. Yeah, there's different definitions of booked. I never heard that definition. Definition. I never heard that definition. Never. That yeah.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
Yeah,
She
what
did, though.
in what region do people say that? Do people say that let me know in the comments.
Yeah, so she really booked you. She did, though. This is what you said. I was fighting it. I was fighting it. So I was fighting it.
This man got into a relationship with Simone Biles, and he's acting like she's the one who should be lucky.
How in the hell did you pull Simone Biles? How did you do that, man? It's really how she pulled me, man.
We've all been here where we're all just like googly eyes for, a mediocre man who doesn't actually like see us as a person. And it's so easy to just be like, oh my goodness, he can do no wrong and make a lot of excuses. Kind of look at that type of talk as funny or endearing. He was low-key dissing her multiple times in this interview. And men do this all the time. If you read between the lines of this podcast interview, it's just like actually sad more than anything. Also, he made her drive to see him. This is crazy to me because if a guy actually person, and it's so easy.
In the hell did you pull Simone Biles? How did you do that, man? It's really how she pulled me, man.
We've all been here where we're all just like googly eyes for, a mediocre man who doesn't actually like see us as a person. And it's
Yo,
so
the
easy
hate
to
is
be like,
crazy,
oh my goodness,
bro.
he can do no
The
wrong,
hater
make a
rate
lot of excuses.
is
Kind of look at that type of talk as funny
strong.
or endearing.
The hater
He was
rate
low-key
is
dissing her
strong.
multiple times in this
Indubitably.
interview. And men do this all the time. If you read between the lines of this podcast interview, it's just like actually sad more than anything.
What?
Also, he made her drive to see him. This is crazy to me because if a guy actually wants to see you, he's going to go the distance to see you. I went on a date with a guy that drove 2 hours. 2 hours. It was a 4-hour round trip to go on a first date with me, a coffee date. I have no judgment towards Simone at all. I think that this is just like very common in a lot of relationships. It's just like insane that a man that is married to Simone Biles would talk like that. Husband's not
It doesn't make sense.
Simone Biles does not bother.
What is she talking about, bro?
Simone Biles would talk like that. Husband's not worth that.
How was what he said evil, or I mean how was the way he spoke? I meant to say disrespectful, or I don't know.
Simone Biles would talk like that. Husband's not worth that.
Simone Biles does not bother anyone. She just flips and posts her man. And I follow her on Instagram, so I see her post her man plenty of times. But I've never heard that man speak until today. Free her, because she in the room with them. That's the
Simone Biles would talk like that. Husband's not worth that.
Simone Biles does not bother anyone. She just flips and posts her man. And I follow her on Instagram, so I see her post her man plenty of times. But I've never heard that man speak until today. Free her, because she in the room with them. That's the delusional smile. That's the, my man got me dignitized. And I know what he's saying don't make sense, y'all, but I love him. I know that smile. I've done that smile plenty of times. I know, girl. I don't know. Like, I just want my man to be like, I laid eyes on her, and I knew that my life wouldn't be the same without her. Anyway, y'all, you can be a gold motherfucking winning Olympic athlete. You could be Beyonce. And your man is still going to embarrass you. So think about it.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, right? There was a whole lot of
Yeah, Simone Biles. She's funny,
who
bro.
are upset because they just got a reality.
Yeah, that was her
check
response
that
to these
a woman's status.
goofy, miserable, envious, bitter women, bro. Yeah, that was hilarious. Her response. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Simone Biles. Yeah, she and her husband. They are happy, bro. Why are people angry, bro? Why are people incensed, enraged? It makes no sense, man. Why? Yo, I don't know, man. Yeah, we live in a. Yeah, we live in a clown world, bro.
Anyway, y'all, you
People,
can be a
people,
gold
the
motherfucking winning
people
Olympic athlete.
denigrate,
You could be Beyonce,
denigrate,
and your man
denigrate,
is still going to
vituperate,
embarrass you. So think
castigate
about it.
people who
Yeah,
are
so you seen that, you heard that,
in
right? There was a
happy
whole lot
bonds,
of
bro.
confusion in those
That
meltdowns
makes
from
no
these
sense.
feminists who are upset because they just got a reality check on the fact that a woman's status and
It's
wealth
like they tear other people down because they have flaws, because they are unhappy. They are miserable, unhappy. They don't have the yeah, bro. They don't have uh, they don't have the man that Simone Biles has. So they they disparage her. They say nasty things. They wish bad. Yeah, terrible, bro.
And your man is still going to embarrass you. So think about it.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, right? There was a whole lot of delusion in those meltdowns from these feminists
Yep.
who are upset because they just got a reality check on the fact that a woman's status and wealth doesn't really mean much to a man in regards to what men are looking for and how they assess the value of women. Now, Simone Biles, I think it's worth noting that she has responded to these feminists who are outraged by saying, "Are y'all done yet?" Basically saying, "Look,
Yeah.
F y'all.
Facts.
I'm happy in my relationship.
Yep.
My man is happy, and you guys can kick rocks, right?"
Facts.
And yeah, I think she's right because clearly this face right here, okay, is the face of a woman who has submitted to her husband, and that's
Naturally
right?
feminine
Feminists are
role.
not upset about
Traditional role.
of a woman who has submitted to her husband, and that's what the feminists are mad about, right? The feminists are not upset about what
Role.
Jonathan Owens said, okay? They're not really upset about that.
Yeah.
What they're really upset about is Simone Biles' response, because Simone Biles, being a woman of high status, according to feminist standards,
Notoriety.
she's not supposed to accept that, right?
Popularity.
She's supposed to have told him and corrected him during the interview and say, no, I'm actually the catch. You had to pursue me, and that you're lucky to be with me because I'm a woman of high status, and my status is derived from the fact that I am an Olympic gold medal gymnast, right? So again, this is what they're upset about. They're upset because Simone Biles, instead of pushing back and basically, essentially trying to expose and correct her husband during the interview, she actually did the exact opposite. She submitted to
That
him
infuriated
in the interview, letting him know,
the
yeah, you're
goofy
right. You're right.
women.
You are the catch, right? Which by any objective standard, right? You're talking about a man who's an NFL athlete, somebody who
Rich.
most women would probably find to be
Attractive.
I'm assuming that his
Above
finances
average
are good,
height.
again, especially compared to the average man. I mean, he's most likely probably a millionaire.
Fit.
I'm assuming that he's a good husband. I mean, just looking at the smile on her face, clearly she's in love.
Yeah.
Clearly she agrees with him.
Yeah.
And clearly she has submitted to him.
Yep.
Right? Which is how things are supposed to
Dope.
be. Okay, women are supposed to submit to
Yes.
their husbands. Right? And again, that's what the feminists are upset about. Because they believe
To men that they
Simone
trust.
Biles could do
Women
better
should
than
submit to
him, right?
men that they trust. Not just any.
Because they believe that Simone Biles
Not
could do
men
better
that
than
they
him, right?
men that
he's some
that they,
mediocre
not
man, right?
not
See how they
men that they cannot trust.
upset about it. Because they believe that Simone Biles could do better than him, right? That agrees with him, and clearly she has submitted to him, right? Which is how things are supposed to be.
Yep.
Women are supposed to submit to their husbands, right? And again, that's what the feminists are upset about. Because they believe that Simone Biles could do better than him, right? That he's some mediocre man, right? You see how they default to trying to belittle him and bring him down?
Yep.
Even though most of these women, if this situation didn't occur, if they just, found this guy on a random dating app, some NFL player, 6 foot plus millionaire, these girls would feel extremely lucky to be with a guy like that, right?
Facts.
Clearly, this guy has a lot of options.
Yep.
In fact, I would
Abundance.
go as far as to say that
Abundance.
considering a man of his status and his value, and clearly, again, he's probably a good husband just based off this smile right here and then this reaction and the submission of his wife.
Yep.
I would go as far as to say that he probably has plenty of options, right?
Yep.
You're talking about a man that could easily be with a model or have his pick in regards to women, okay?
Yeah.
I don't doubt that at all. No doubt about mine. He probably has cleaned up when it comes to women, okay? And that's why he carries himself the way that he carries himself, in the sense that he knows that he can probably get most women that he wants, right?
Yeah.
And she knows that as well too, right? She absolutely knows that, okay? But I can't say the same thing about Simone Biles. Why do I say that? Well, the reason why is because, quite frankly, although Simone Biles is a pretty girl, she is not a model, right? She is not the type of girl that you would typically see with an NFL player from a looks perspective. And that's not to belittle Simone Biles, because clearly her husband values her for more than her looks. And I think I know why, because, again, clearly she's submissive. She's a good wife. She's fit, feminine. She's friendly. She didn't disrespect her husband.
The KS homage. The KS homage right there. Rest in peace to KS.
Why? Because, again, clearly she's submissive. She's a good wife. She's fit, feminine. She's friendly. She didn't disrespect her husband. She didn't try to check her husband. She didn't try to embarrass her husband like most of these feminist women would have.
Yep, toxic women.
Not a model, right? She is not the type of girl that you would typically see with an NFL player from a looks perspective. And that's not to belittle Simone Biles, because clearly her husband values her for more than her looks. And I think I know why, because, again, clearly she's submissive. She's a good wife. She's fit, feminine. She's friendly. She didn't disrespect her husband. She didn't try to check her husband. She didn't try to embarrass her husband like most of these feminist women would have tried to do. She didn't push back. She just, again, she submitted to his authority as a man, right? And this is what women are supposed to do. So, again, I know exactly why he chose to be with her, despite the fact that he probably has plenty of other options. And that is where her value is derived from, okay? Which is her ability to be a good wife, to be a good candidate, to be a mother, to take care of her man,
wife
to
material,
to her man,
a laudable woman.
To be a good candidate, to be a mother, to take care of her man, to submit to her
Good
man, to follow his
internal
lead,
qualities.
to let him lead, and to play her role as a wife, which clearly is where her value is derived from, okay? Which is her ability to be a good wife, to be a good candidate, to be a mother, to take care of her man, to submit to her man, to follow his lead.
Mother material too, yeah.
To be a good candidate, to be a mother, to take care of her man, to submit to her man, to follow his lead, to let him lead, and to play her role as a
natural
wife, which
role.
clearly that's what she's doing, okay? And that's what feminists don't understand. They don't get it. They don't understand that from a men's perspective, her value in regards to her potential to be a good wife or a mother has nothing to do with her career, right? Her career is irrelevant, okay? We could care less about her career and her status as a woman, because as men, we don't value that. As men, we don't value women who have this high status that can lead a household and be the breadwinner, because that is our job as men, right? To provide, to lead, to protect. So again, when a woman is trying to play the role of a man, that's not attractive.
There's an imbalance.
What men care about is
when women and men don't play their natural roles.
Our job
it leads
as
to
men, to provide,
to bad
to lead, to
outcomes.
So again, when a woman is trying to play the role of a man, that's not attractive. Men don't care about that. What men care about is, again, a woman that can help him become the best man that he can be, right? That's going to help
him
by
benefit,
playing her role.
not a
That's
detriment.
what he spent a significant portion of this interview talking about, which is how she was instrumental in his success.
Not a scourge, not a cancer, not not a bane, not a blight.
But he spent a significant
Not
portion of his interview
virus.
talking about, which is how she was instrumental in his success, okay, and how she played her role as a woman, her proper role as a woman, which is not to overshadow him or to try to act like she's better than him, but to support him. Men don't care about that. What men care about is, again, a woman that can help him become the best man that he can be, right?
Better version.
Help him by playing her role. And that's what he spent a significant portion of this interview talking about, which is how she was instrumental in his success, okay? And how she played her role as a woman, her proper role as a woman, which is not to overshadow him or to try to act like she's better than him, but to support him in what he does and how
his passion, his occupation.
Which is not to overshadow him or to try to act like she's better than him, but to support him in what he does and how that has helped him with his success, okay? And how they support each other.
Yes. Mutuality. That is important in the bond. Mutuality. It should be mutually. People should do things that two people should do what is mutually beneficial for both.
Does and how that has helped him with his success, okay? And how they support each other. That does and
dealing with the right woman will cause your life to be better. Dealing with the wrong woman will cause your life to be worse.
How that has helped him with his success, okay? And how they support each other. That's what we're talking about. But all the feminine I'm level, gymnast, world famous. It doesn't matter. She knows that, okay? And how she played her role as a woman, her proper role as a woman, which is not to overshadow him or to try to act like she's better than him, support him in what he does and how that has helped him with his success, okay? And how they support each other. That's what we're talking about. But all the feminists are hung up on the whole, I'm the catch thing, right? So despite the fact that she is an Olympic level, gymnast, a gold medal gymnast, world famous, it doesn't matter. She knows that the chance of her pulling another NFL player, that caliber of a man that she had.
Yeah.
Of her pulling another NFL player, that caliber of a man that she has right now. But all the feminists are hung up on the whole, I'm the catch thing, right? So despite the fact that she is an Olympic level, gymnast, a gold medal gymnast, world famous, it doesn't matter. She knows that the chance of her pulling another NFL player, that caliber of a man that she has right now is slim, right? Despite her status. Because again, like I told you guys, most NFL players, when you look at who they date, they're dating models. Simone Biles is not a model. Again, she's a pretty woman, and it's not me trying to bring her down. I'm not trying to bring her down. Yeah. I'm just telling the truth. And it's a good thing that her husband actually had the wisdom to not let that cloud his judgment and follow the direction of his colleagues, because a lot of these models are not super wise. Okay, they're not super wise in the first place, right? So again, he's clearly choosing her based off the things that matter. So again, the chances of her actually being able to get with an NFL player is slim to none. Her husband, on the other hand, has plenty of other options, right? In virtue of the fact that, again, he is an NFL player. He's probably a $1 million athlete. Yep. He has some level of fame. Yep. He's, attractive looking person or whatever. That's probably the way women see him. Yep. He knows that, again, he has more options. He has more leverage, right? She knows that her options are limited. Even though she has an Olympic gold medal, her options
success, albeit she's a successful gymnast. Yeah. Her options are limited.
Her options are still limited with men, right? Especially when it comes to men of that status. So she most certainly feels lucky to be with him because she knows that it'd be unlikely for her to ever be able to get with a man like that in any other situation. Again, despite her status. Because she knows that her status as an Olympic gold medalist doesn't really help her out much when it comes to dating men, because that's not what men seek from women. Men don't seek status from women.
Yeah.
Right? We don't seek wealth from women. We don't seek the ability for a woman to provide or protect or any of that stuff, because that is the natural role of a man. Right?
Facts.
So Simone Biles openly submitting to her man, agreeing with her man that, yeah, despite the fact that he may not have as much status as her, that he's still to catch, considering the fact that he is a man that is highly sought after, much more than she is. Okay, the fact that she's even on the dating market, considering that her status is supposed to add so much to her as a woman, again, it tells you everything you need to know, right? Because you would think that a woman like her would have been wifed up or had a man a long time ago. Clearly, again, she thinks that she got a catch, right? Clearly, she knows that, well, I'm really lucky to be with this guy, right? Because otherwise, most men will probably be intimidated to date me. And there's probably not a lot of NFL players or professional athletes that would be willing to date me because I'm not a model, right? Or I don't have the model look. So again, she knows she's extremely lucky. And her admitting this on camera, again, it drives feminists insane because it's a reality check on their worldview, in which they told young women, no, your value is derived from your career. You need to go and be a career woman, make a lot of money, try to play the role as a man, and that is going to up your status as a woman. That's going to make you more valuable. You're going to be more sought after. More men are going to want you, when that's just not the case, and it's not true. And Simone Biles really is confirmation that none of that stuff really matters in regards to how to get a good man, because a lot of these women, they're deluded. They think they deserve better men or so-called high-value men, even though they really don't, right? But because they have simps that
overconfident.
Right? But because they have simps that chase them and that overvalue them and treat them better than they should be treated, they think that they're more valuable than they actually are.
Sad reality, man.
Right? But because they have simps that chase them and that overvalue them and treat them better than they should be treated, they think that they're more
That causes the big-headedness.
And Simone Biles really is confirmation that none of that stuff really matters in regards to how to get a good man.
The egotistical is
better men
the
or
arrogance.
So-called high-value men, even though they really don't, right? But because they have simps that chase them and that overvalue them and treat them better than they should be treated, they think that they're more valuable than they actually are, right?
They be bugging.
And that's just simply not the case. What Simone Biles is showing is that, again, your value is not derived from your career or how much money you make. It's really your ability to be submissive, feminine, stay fit, follow the direction, follow the lead of your man, serve your man, which is clearly something that I believe that she probably does just based off the body language in this interview, right? She's actually showing that the traditional role of woman, or being a traditional woman, acting as a traditional woman, even despite the fact that she does have that status, not letting that status go to her head to think that
she's above
is above
or
her man
superior.
way, just because she has more status than him. That's probably the reason why she ended up getting somebody like him in the first place, when somebody like him otherwise would be dating, again, a model type of girl, not necessarily her. And again, that's what feminists, they don't like, because it is direct confirmation that their world
opposition
is incorrect
to their BS
She is an
belief.
example that, no. The route to getting a so-called high-value man,
high status.
okay, again, this is why they have to bring him down, because they can't acknowledge that he actually is a highly sought-after man. Because they acknowledge that he's a highly sought-after man, then again, that goes against their worldview. But they know in their mind that he's a highly sought-after man. Again, this is why they're so upset about it. Again, she's showing them to know, in order to get one of these highly sought-after men, you have to be traditional, right? You have to submit.
You have to.
Which is what a lot of these women just simply don't want to do, right? They want to be argumentative, they want to be masculine, they want to be disrespectful, they want to run things, they want to be a man. And most men don't want that, right? Especially a man like an NFL player who is going to have his pick of the litter for the most part in regards to women, okay? And what you can see here is that obviously Simone Biles and her status as a gymnast was second, right, to anything else. And you know, the good thing is that clearly he's a man that understands the real value.
If you want traditional to, the women that want traditional men, they have to be traditional women. That makes sense. You cannot be deluded. You cannot be, you cannot expect a man to be traditional if to be traditional if you won't be traditional. That is not good or fair.
To anything else. And you know, the good thing is that clearly he's a man
Meet
that
what you require.
understands the real value in women, which is not looks, because again, a lot of a man like an NFL player who is going to have his pick of the litter for the most part in regards to women, okay? And what you can see here is that obviously Simone Biles and her status as a gymnast was second, right, to anything else. And you know, the good thing is that clearly he's a man that understands the real value in women, which is not looks, because again, a lot of these NFL players, they'll date these model type of girls, and they don't bring anything to the table except good looks, and they'll end up picking these girls.
And punani, that's it. Bro. Yeah, a lot of men are they get blinded, bro. You cannot get blinded, bro.
You have to submit, which is what
you
a
have
lot
to
of
care
women
about
don't want to do, right?
internal qualities.
They want to be masculine. They want to be disrespectful. They want to run things. They want to be a man. And most men don't want that, right? Especially a man like an NFL player who is going to have his pick of the litter for the most part in regards to women, okay? And what you can see here is that obviously Simone Biles and her status as a gymnast was second, right, to anything else. And you know, the good thing is that clearly he's a man that understands the real value in women, which is not looks, because again, a lot of these NFL players, they'll date these model type of girls, and they don't bring anything to the table except good looks, and they'll end up picking these girls despite the fact that, again, they're clearly not, you know, good wives
wife
or
material,
good mother types. A lot of these girls are harlots, and they
high vibrational
are Instagram models, and they're OnlyFans girls, and they see their bodies online, and they're gold diggers and things like that. Again, this guy clearly has enough wisdom not to go the route that a lot of his colleagues go. Okay? But again, as you saw in the interview, he didn't pick her because she was an Olympic level gymnast either. He picked her because she's a traditional woman willing to play her traditional role as a woman, which is to stand behind her husband and to support him. Okay? To understand that he comes first and that she is supposed to support him. Okay? It's really that simple. Again, this makes feminists upset, right? Because it just proves that they're wrong, right? Their whole worldview is wrong.
Garbage.
When it comes to
rubbish.
The value of women and what men value when it comes to women and
in reality.
Again, it's the exact opposite of what
adversarial.
Women. And again, this is why they're losing their minds.
To the
BS.
BS.
They can't stand it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
Yeah, shout out to BCP, man. Let me know what y'all think about what he said, what I said, yeah, bro. Yeah. The women that hate Simone Biles and her husband need to stop the hate, the slander, they need to stop. Hate is a disease, bro. They need to focus on self-betterment, they need to focus on self-ascension instead of denigrating a person who is happy in a relationship. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. Peace.